Hello YouTube, it is Championdjk coming at you yet again with another weekly episode, and of course I've got some pretty cool stuff to show you today. Still not finding anything in stores really, to be honest, I really haven't had the chance to look lately, so that's part of the issue. I know some people have been picking up the latest Boulevard set. That's been kind of coming out. People have been picking up, what else have they been finding? I don't know. That Super Treasure Hunt, Super Treasure Hunt, Super Treasure Hunt. That's what it is, right? It's red. People have been finding that lately, so there has been some new Hot Wheels hitting, and I just haven't really been lucky so far. But again, I haven't really been looking. But I did get one thing brand new that I was very stoked to get, and that is this RLC Porsche 959. Okay, so I collect the basic Hot Wheels casting of this, the Porsche 959. It's one of my favorite Hot Wheels castings of all time. I've got quite a few variations of it. There are a couple I am missing, some pretty rare ones, some Leo, India ones. You know, there's some stuff out there that's pretty tough to get, that casting. But I do have the majority of them in my collection. So now we got a new Porsche 959 casting to collect, and that is this RLC one. I will get every version of this that they ever put out, because even before I've opened the package and taken a look at it, I love this car. It's really super cool, and I can't wait to get this open. I can't wait to see, hopefully Mini GT does this casting. I think they are going to do it. I'm trying to think of other brands that I may have seen hint at doing it. I just love the car, so I am very stoked to open up this. So we're going to do that, of course. I picked out, like I've been doing kind of here, I've picked out some random, like, just mainline stuff to open, just because it's been sitting around. So I got some Hot Wheels. We got an A case, a C case, an F case, and another C case. So just random stuff. We got the Dodge van, the Bentley Continental, where's the Dodge van? Dodge van. Ugly orange windows. We got the 2018 Bentley Continental GT3. Like that casting. That casting is neat. The Volvo P1800 Gasser. What a cool thing. This is a Legends Tour car. Super cool. And then the 87 Ford Sierra Cosworth. Pretty nifty too. Right there. So we got those. Four random main lines. Why not? Oh, 5 actually, sorry. McLaren F1. So there you go. A reuse ride. All right, and then we got 2 random Matchbox. Why not? We're gonna open up a Koenigsegg Jamira. Having some weird deja vu with this one, thinking I've already opened it, but well, we're gonna open up another one maybe. I don't know. And then we got the 1949 Curtis sports car. I like this little casting. I'm a big fan of this little casting for some reason. I don't know. It's cute. I like it. It's cool. All right. So we got random mainline Hot Wheels, random mainline Matchbox, just 2 of them. So then the rest of this video, we've got some older stuff. And I don't know what took me so long to open some of this stuff. I've had it around and figured, you just get to the point where am I going to keep it? Or am I going to open it? What am I going to do? So I got a Matchbox 5-pack. This probably isn't too old, but it's the police rescue. It's all NYPD stuff. Some pretty nice castings in here. I like the tow truck casting. That's pretty neat. But we'll take a look at these. What year is this from? Copyright date 2015. So I got to say probably 2016 is when this came out. And geez, time is a-flying. That's like 9 years ago now, right? Or wait, 2016? Wait, did I say 2016? 2016? I can't math, apparently. 2016, that's 4 plus 3, that's 7 years ago. Whatever. Anyway, it's been a while. It came out a while ago, is my point. So we're going to look at that. I'm going to open up that. I picked up some random Johnny Lightning. I have a pile of Johnny Lightning that I still need to open, older stuff. So I just grabbed 3 cars, just whatever was on the top of the pile. We've got, this thing's pretty cool, 1977 AMC Pacer. Nifty. This is in the Classic Gold collection, it appears. Pretty cool. And then we've got, oh, everyone's favorite, a 2002 Chrysler PT Cruiser. That's really cool, actually. It just is. Kind of a minivan, sort of a minivan, sort of an SUV, sort of an SUV minivan-ish kind of thing. Nifty little thing. And then we've got, for some reason, some people just love the PT Cruiser. I guess it's like a cult classic of sorts. And then we've got the 2008 Dodge Viper SRT10 on a little red card, short card Johnny Lightning, or small card Johnny Lightning, I should say. And that looks pretty nice too in silver and black. All right. Then I've got my favorite defunct brand. I would say, yeah, one of two favorite defunct. I like the lowriders, the old Ertl, Revell lowriders, and then this Ertl American Muscle 164 scale cars. Now, I've shown these on the videos several times. I've got actually a pile of them that I still need to open. I picked out two to open in this episode. We've got a 1960 Starliner, Ford Starliner in black. I have this casting already in silver, I believe. I'm trying to look over at my collection and check it out. But yeah, silver, I believe, is what I have this casting in. But now we got it in a black, and it looks pretty awesome. And then I've got one of the boxed ones. So these came out with two different packaging. So you got like a clamshell, and then you got this acrylic cased one. This is a 1970 Chevy Nova, and this looks really cool. So I'm excited for that. Really, really nifty. So I love these older American Muscle toolings. They're so cool. So we're going to say they were probably released around 2001, 2002, maybe a little bit after that, but somewhere in that area. And some of the castings were used again in the Racing Champions lineup from the current round 2, which makes me think that I think Tomy owns maybe the Ertl brand now or something like that. And I think round 2 has access to these toolings, whatever. Business stuff. I don't know for sure. I kind of asked them, and I sort of forget the answer that they gave me. I think the factory gets irritated when they order up these toolings, though, because there's so many little extra things going on with them. And I'll show you what that is. If you're not familiar with the brand, we are going to look at that. Then I got another weird one. This is Greenlight, okay? City Wheels. Greenlight Collectibles, City Wheels. I don't know how to explain it. It just says City Wheels, New York City, with a bonus trading card included. Well, it's a Lincoln. I think this is a Lincoln Navigator. Is that what this is? A Lincoln Navigator and maybe a Ford Explorer. Anyway, weird toolings that I never knew came out as Greenlight in this weird City Wheels release. So apparently these are very limited. This is number 81 of 1,000. So I think this might have been some sort of, I don't know, project, like almost like a hobby exclusive. This one is number 4 of 1,000. Wow. Okay, so lower number there. I don't know if anybody really cares about these. I have no idea. I'm trying to think of where I even got them from. I think I got them. I honestly don't know. I think I either got them from a Facebook seller or I got them at the Hot Wheels convention. Those like the two places that I like kind of hauled stuff this year. Could have been from either. I don't remember. And not that it matters. The point is whatever it was, I got them probably cheap. And they're weird. So, of course, I'm into it. These came from, copyright date on the back is 2003. So we'll check these out. We'll check these two out. I think there's a couple more in this like set. And maybe we can kind of get to the bottom of that when we open them up. I don't know. But that's it. So I got the 959 to look at. Very nice. And then we've got some mainline stuff or whatever. And then we're going to get into the weird weird, the older stuff, the weird, the interesting stuff that's very interesting to me anyway. So yeah, let's flip the camera around. Let's get right into it. All right, folks, so we are going to get right into what is likely going to be my favorite car of today. This is the Hot Wheels Redline Club 75th anniversary of Porsche 959. Oh, man. We're going to fold the card first, and maybe we don't feel as bad opening it up, right? It's an RLC piece. People sometimes cringe still when you open these things, but they make a lot of them these days, so very cool. You can read that if you want. It's a special two-piece hub wheel. Opening hood to showcase authentically detailed engine. Very, very cool. So I was very excited when this was announced, and still just very excited to finally have it in hand. The RLC, I haven't been like that crazy about the RLC lately. I just really haven't. There hasn't been that much that I've been like, oh, I have to have it. But of course, the Porsche 959, you guys know. I love this car. It's a car from my childhood. You know, my dad used to have... No, I'm just kidding. It's a car from my childhood, and, you know, a supercar from the childhood, just like the Lamborghini Countach, the Lamborghini, like Lamborghini Countach, Lamborghini Diablo, Ferrari Testarossa. Very, very cool. Look at that. There's the authentically detailed engine. Looks pretty awesome. Ooh, don't drop it. Try not to get fingerprints all over this thing. That's the thing with these Spectraflame units is you got to be careful with your fingerprints. Now these wheels I'm not going to do it because I just don't want to, but you can make these things like the rim flush if you push these in, and I'm not going to do it. I think that's how they get the printing on the wheel. I don't want to like rub on the actual graphic on the wheel because sometimes they're easy to kind of like rub off, and I'm just not going to do it. But just trust me, if you had one of these cars before, you can push on this wheel and push it in, and this will become flush. So we're not doing that. We're just not going to do it. You got a little itty bitty Porsche logo there on the front. We got graphical details for headlights that look pretty decent. And then we got the graphical details for the engine and the back here. It says Porsche. So the telltale thing with these RLC cars is, does this rear engine compartment close tight? And it does. It's snapped down really nicely. What kind of gap are we working with here? Not terrible. That's always the thing with opening parts, is you are going to end up with a gap that is definitely larger than 1/64 scale. But I think they did a pretty good job with this, and I'm sticking with my story that I will likely try to pick this up anytime that it is released. Anytime that it is released, I will pick it up. Very, very cool. I wish I could have got more than one. I would have got a double at this one, to be honest with you. I would have got a double, and I would have held on to it. I would have got a double just as insurance in case mine was messed up. Now, I could have opened up another account and done it, but I only have one RLC account, and I want to stick to that because I just don't want to get into trying to hoard these things or resell them and all that crazy stuff. It's not worth it to me. Half the time when these things go on sale, I'm at work anyway. And it's kind of a tough little bathroom break trying to get these. So there you go. The Porsche 959, and she is beautiful. The proportions on it look really good. The details on the interior look pretty darn good. There's nothing really painted detail in there, but the molding looks pretty good. It's definitely way above mainline quality. And you got some details on the base. So it's a good looking little car. And in red, it looks pretty darn good. Kind of hope they put one out in like a silver, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's a good looking car. The actual original Hot Wheels casting of this 959, and I should have grabbed one out to show you. It's really not bad either. The original one is pretty decent representation of the car. I thought they did a pretty decent job of it. So it's not that bad either. But this RLC model is a welcome addition to the collection, very much so. So very stoked on that little car. All right, so let's kind of like settle down with some main lines real quick. We got a McLaren F1. This is from K-Case, maybe last year's K-Case. Probably could be. I don't know. Copyright date 2021. Yeah, it's probably 2022 car. I don't know. It's you know, I've been slacking on my opening up the main lines, so it is what it is. It's an orange McLaren F1. Looks pretty cool. Looks pretty decent. I'll set that down there. And then we got the 87 Ford Sierra Cosworth. Cool casting. Graphically, it's okay. Not too bad. Might look better with different wheels, maybe. If I'm getting picky. But it's a mainline car. Not bad. This thing, new for 2023, the Volvo P1800 Gasser. This was a Legends car. Hot Wheels Legends. I still have not gone to a Hot Wheels Legends event. I should definitely hit one at some point. It would be cool to take my camera there and take some cool pictures of cars and stuff like that. I think that would be a fun event to go to. One of these days, I'll have to go to one. A Legends event. So, pretty nifty there. The 2018 Bentley Continental GT3. Looks pretty good. Mini GT does this car, and it's very, very awesome. So not quite, this one's obviously not quite as detailed and stuff, being a $1 model, but I think they did a pretty good job representing this casting, representing this car in this casting, I should say. We got Bentley up there in the wing. You know, you can only get a couple of tampo surfaces, so we don't have anything up in the front as far as the grille and the headlights, but you do get a little Bentley logo up there, Bentley on the wing, and it's a good looking mainline. And then lastly, we got this ugly thing, the Dodge van. Now I love the Dodge van. I like vans, you guys know that. I like, you know, vans, so I pretty much am a sucker for them. Even when they put them out in this ugly, double ugly, triple ugly color scheme, I still had to pick it up. And this is what we got. A matte finish, blue and orange, and it's just a really ugly combo. Something about the blue is almost purplish, and something about the orange, it's like with the glowing orange. I don't like it. But we got graphic representation of the grille and headlights that looks pretty good. We get this Hot Wheels 55th on the side. And I guess, yeah, I don't know. We won't dwell on it. We're going to move on. We're going to move on to Matchbox. Mainline Matchbox. So this thing's cool. 1949 Curtiss sport car. It's not a sports car. It's a sport car. I still don't get these weird little graphics in the back of these things. Like, what is the point of that? I don't think it adds. It looks almost like it's not even supposed to be there. So I'm sorry to the car designer for that stuff that added that little stuff to it. I just don't understand it. So someone explained to me that that's cool. Give me a good argument. I don't think it is. All right, so Curtiss sport car. This is a relatively new casting. I think it debuted last year. And we get it in this nice metal flake blue. I just like it. I like the way that they did this tooling. It's always clever when they use parts to kind of give a little bit more detail to the car without having to add graphics. So this, in case we get the this chrome piece here, that's like a separate piece. So it's like the bumper, the grill up front, the side thing is all like one piece of the silver plastic that they use. And then you get an interior piece, a small glass piece, metal body, and a colored plastic base that kind of match the metal body. And the way that they put this together, I think, is very, very neat. So I like it. And then they got some nice details up here for headlights. And they got a detail in the back as well. So I just, ooh, wow, look at that little taillight printing on the inside there. Curtis. It's very good. It's a very good looking little dollar model. They do a fantastic job. So I really like that one. And then we got this Koenigsegg Jamira, which to me is an ugly car. Not that I would be upset like if one like rolled up and like, hey, you can drive this around. I don't think I'd be angry about it, but I've said this before about Koenigsegg. Just styling wise for Koenigsegg, it's just not my favorite like hypercar, supercar type of styling. The cars to me tend to look a little bit on the not as pleasant side as some other hypercar options. But I'm sure Matchbox did a decent job. I have no idea. To be honest, I don't know exactly what the real car looks like and how faithful this is to it. But I can tell you that this car is somewhat ugly. To me. You guys, obviously might have a different opinion. So the next thing we're going to look at is the Matchbox 5-pack. Which is a 5-pack of police vehicles, New York PD, New York Police Department. So go ahead and open that up. And starting with the tow truck. I like this casting from Matchbox. I don't think it's a licensed model, is it? Oh, it is it's a GMC wrecker. For some reason, I didn't think it was licensed, and it looks like it appears that it is. It's in 172 scale. They got the scale on the bottom, which means this casting is older. 1987 is the date on the bottom. Kind of cool. This does not really articulate. Oh, it does. I've never really played with this thing, but it looks like the hook actually goes down. Yeah. And it's designed to do that. I don't think I'm breaking anything. Or am I? I don't know. Is there no interior in this thing? There isn't. There's no seats or steering wheel or anything, and that's okay. It's a good looking little tow truck. Come on. It's good. Then we got this guy, this Dodge. Courtesy, professionalism, and respect. CPR. Don't think that's what CPR stands for, but yeah. There we go. Dodge Charger Pursuit. Copyright date 2012. They put a scale on this one? 169 scale. Nice. So, yeah, we got the brush guard up in front. We got the light bar up on top. And we got the NYPD graphics on the sides. Very decent little model indeed. Not too bad. I'm just going to set this right back in here. We'll set that back in there. Keep her out of the way. Then we got this thing, and I don't think I've got this casting in my collection whatsoever. This is an older tooling, and is this even a... I don't think this is a licensed model, is it? Besides the fact that it's like NYPD license. Like, I almost want to say this is a Jeep of some sort, but on the bottom, it just says Sport SUV. Copyright date 2002. No scaling on here, because if it's not a real vehicle, it's not scaled of anything. So, I don't think this is a licensed vehicle, and I guess it doesn't really look like one. It's got some weird things going on in the molding there, like quad headlights. A weird shaped grille. We get a light bar on top. And a little odd looking in the back. It does look like some sort of weird Jeep, like a Jeep Cherokee concept that would be a concept car that would have came out in like, I don't know about that, 2002-ish. So, I don't know. I was not familiar with this one. It's a traffic enforcement vehicle. So we'll just put that back. It's kind of cool. Then we got, what, this is Suburban. Yeah, 2000 Chevy Suburban. Copyright date 1999. So this is kind of an older tooling as well. We got a scale, 1/75th scale on this one. This one has a trailer hitch. This one has like a weird kind of grayish pearl weird base. NYPD graphics on the side, of course. And yeah. It's kind of a neat little set, this NYPD set. And then we've got this little clown car. What is this, like the meter thing? The meter maid? CFE 76. Is this a copyright? See, 2014. Is this an actual real replica of an actual like licensed vehicle? Is it a CFV 76? Is that what it is? Some sort of a city government issued vehicle. But this is the thing that the little meter reader people go around in, right? Or something like that. I don't know. We don't have them here in my little town, you know. So, interesting. Anybody knows more about this, I guess, you know, comment it. But yeah, what a cool, little, cute little thing. All right. So, that's it for the 5-pack. I think what we should get into now before we go total weird is we're going to go Johnny Lightning. We'll start with the 2008 Viper SRT10 in a silver. We always look at dates. We try to anyway. Copyright date is 2009 for this, so we can probably assume either around 2009, 2010. So that's what we can glean from the packaging. It is a, I believe this is a Tomy era Johnny Lightning. Look, oh, this is a Learning Curve. Learning Curve Brands, Oak Brook, Illinois. Yes, Johnny Lightning has been operated by several different companies over the years. Several different entities. So we have a Dodge Viper here. And get that hood open. Why did I think that opened backwards? But oh, look at that. Massive engine in there. So details for the headlights, like this is like such a difference. So we've got this Johnny Lightning, right? And it's detailed. It's fairly detailed. The taillights look okay, blah, 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 blah. Now, the graphic representation of headlights and taillights. Now, I get that these are years and years apart, but look at the graphic representation of the headlight there versus what you get with this, which is just some circles. See, the graphics on this thing would make so much difference. I mean, even this, with its weird-looking headlights, like just, you got to be able to put some art on there. Look at this one from Hot Wheels. Right? It looks like a headlight. This looks like some circles. So, I just, you know, that's one little thing to gripe about. 2008 Dodge Viper SRT10. So this thing has a plastic base, plastic wheels. It's one of those more budget-friendly, I guess, Johnny Lightnings for the day. I don't know how much they cost in stores when they were on those little cards, but I think they were slightly cheaper than, you know, like what we're going to look at next, which is like the Classic Gold series or the, yeah, both the cars we're looking at next are Classic Gold. But yeah, so there's that. There's that Viper. It's nifty. Then we got the PT Cruiser, this beautiful machine. 2002 PT Cruiser. This is, what date? 2002. It's interesting, when you try to look at Hot Wheels cards for the date, it's always like right up at the top of the little bottom blurb. And then on Johnny Lightning and stuff, it's always at the last thing. So this is 2002 Playing Mantis. So Playing Mantis era Johnny Lightning. 2002 Chrysler PT Cruiser. Just an infamous vehicle. You laugh, but you know what? There will be these like showing up in pristine condition and stuff at car shows in the future. I just know there will be. And it's a very divisive vehicle. And I think the majority of people don't like them. But there are a select few that are fanatical about the PT Cruiser. You know, they were going for that retro styling kind of old gangster car look, and you know, it's got its charm. So it's red. It's in a metal flake red. This one has metal body, metal base, rubber tires. Copyright date on the casting is 2002, so they did not hesitate to put out a PT Cruiser. They're like, we're doing it. New vehicle comes out, we're putting this out. We're putting this car out. Or car, SUV, or whatever it is. I don't know. I guess we could call it like a hatchback almost, because kind of almost what it is. It's only a 2-row seat vehicle, I think, and then we got a little hatch in the back with some room for some stuff. I don't know. I'm happy to have one of these. I mean, not in real life. I'm happy to have this Johnny Lightning. I think it's cool. All right, and then another kind of weird automobile. We've got the AMC Pacer, and I need a scissors for this one. Actually, I need a scissors for almost the remainder of the episode. So, classic gold, limited edition, clamshell packaging. What era Johnny Lightning is this one? We're going to find out. Look on the back, see what I'm talking about the date. 2007 RC2 brands. So this is an RC2. Classic gold, AMC Pacer. Arguably ahead of its time. Sure. You can read that if you want. And then just take a look at the car. Clearly not 1/64 scale. This one's going to be a little bit larger than 1/64 as it appears. Kind of neat. It almost looks like exactly like the tooling that was used in like Motor Max line, but I don't think it is. Does the hood open on this thing? It looks like it should. Now that doesn't always mean that it does, and I guess it probably doesn't actually. It looks, if it does, it's been painted shut. But it appears like at least this hood is like a separate like piece. I don't know, that's weird. The rivet on the bottom doesn't look like it was spun down all the way. We do have rubber tires. We got a metal base. We got a metal body. We got this kind of green tinted glass that looks kind of cool, actually. Pacer on the front. Just painted details for the headlights, taillights, all that good stuff. Rolls pretty decent. It looks pretty cool, except for like this little weird gap up here in the front over the light, which is a little weird. It's like the front grille piece is a separate piece. It appears. Yeah, it is. It's a separate piece. And is it metal? No, it's plastic. The back bumper is a separate piece too. You don't see that too often with Johnny Lightning toolings, which makes us think this is not an original Johnny Lightning tooling. Might have been Racing Champions maybe or something. I don't think this was originally, or maybe it was. I don't know. It doesn't really follow the formula. That's why I'm talking about it like that. And this is the first one of these I've had in my collection, so I can't comment other than that. It just seems like that hood should open, and maybe it did it one time first when it was released as some other brand's tooling. I don't know. It's confusing and it's hard to tell, and it's hard to tell all the time with some of the Johnny Lightning Racing Champion stuff, all the stuff, the toolings that got used over different brands. It's odd. So there you go. There's your Pacer. I think it looks pretty decent. I don't know. I'm kind of more excited, though, about this one as far as the Johnny Lightnings go. The PT Cruiser. I mean, it'd be cool to get one in actual 1/64 scale. That one's clearly small, but it is what it is. All right. Weird stuff. Okay, so what is going on here? I do not really know. We've got Greenlight Collectibles on the top. City Wheels, New York City. Both of these cards are going to say the same thing, by the way. So we've got that. Lincoln Navigator Limo Service, Empire State Building. Here's our Lincoln Navigator. We will get this out of the package and take a closer look, of course. we can take this card out and look at it too. So what is this thing about? In 1916, the first traffic tower was erected in the middle of an intersection of 5th Avenue. Okay, well, that's some neat little history for you. Look for more trivia on other Greenlight products. Well, good luck finding it. 2003, Greenlight. Indianapolis, Indiana. I don't know the story behind this, because I don't think this tooling was ever used outside of this line. I don't recall seeing it. I don't think it was in a Motor World series or anything like this. This is clearly very early Greenlight stuff. We're going to open these, even though this one is number 4 of 1,000. I don't think these are super collectible. At least I don't know. I mean, I guess it's possible they could be, and I'm just really... Oh, this thing is really in this clamshell and tough to get out. Ooh, I'm already intrigued by this. This is very interesting. Let's get this card out. Okay, so there you go. This is the, I guess, trading card. I don't know who you're going to trade this with, but there it is. A little info about the Empire State Building. So we got a limo service. I imagine that's going to the Empire State Building. This is a Lincoln Navigator. And this is odd. Plastic base, rubber tires with tread on Hot Wheels style axle. Like a Johnny Lightning Hot Wheels, whatever, style axle, where the wheels move independent of each other, as opposed to some other premium diecast where you're going to have a fixed solid axle with the wheels fixed to the axle. Then we've got, I guess, some taillight detail. It's painted with a number there, and that's painted as well. Limo service, American flag. Painted front end. Rolls really good. The paint did not really stand the test of time, or it just never looked good. It's got some what we call paint rash going on, which usually just means there was imperfections in the paint or something like that. And I honestly don't. I've been racking the internet and all sorts of things trying to find out what exactly is the cause of it. But it's just some sort of impurity in either the metal or the paint, and it just ends up showing up eventually in the paint. Sometimes it doesn't show up for years. Sometimes it shows up right away. Anywho, it's either dust in the paint or it's that. Hopefully not zinced past, which is a whole nother topic. Yeah, we don't need to get into now. But so interesting, a Lincoln Navigator. I don't think I have any Lincoln Navigators in anywhere close to 1/64 scale. These are smaller than 1/64 scale, I would say. Here's the Statue of Liberty, New York PD Ford Expedition. So, of course, it's basically the Ford version of the Lincoln. I said Explorer in the first half of the video, and it said it clearly right on it. It was an Expedition, so my bad. Same sort of deal here, 2003 copyright date. This one is also numbered 81 of 1,000. In case you can't Google it, that's something about the Statue of Liberty there. And then again, we got the same sort of format here for the vehicle. It is difficult to get out of the blister because it's really, like, honestly tight in there. There we go. NYPD, Patrol Supervisor, CPR, of course. There you go. Round-edged Fords. Plastic base again, so basically these are like the same almost. Well, pretty close anyway. This one rolls a bit better. Same wheels. It's without the chrome lip. So yeah, just weird. If anybody knows information about this particular set of cars, I think there were a couple more. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure I've seen these before, and I've seen like different ones. But here's two of them for you. We got well, not really a civilian. We got the limo service, and we got the New York Police Department. Just weird. Another little oddity. And I'm a big fan of the odd stuff from the past that came before I collected. All right, we got two other things to look at here, and then we'll be on our way. We got a 1960 Ford Starliner from this Ertl American Muscle. Dates on the back of these, 2000, okay? These were Ertl collectibles. There was quite a few toolings made, not a ton. But this is the closest you're going to get to like the 1/18 scale, like philosophy for making these cars in 1/64. These are arguably more detailed. Okay, someone's going to argue, but arguably more detailed than maybe any other 1/64 scale car casting that's been like sold in stores and stuff in the US ever made. Okay, I might be wrong, but probably not. I mean, once you look at what went into these, like I know M2 has a lot of parts and stuff like that. They got some opening doors and stuff like this. Doesn't have opening doors. There's that little cool thing you get. Again, we get some sort of card with some details about the car. And the card looks very good. The packaging was nice. I thought it looked nice and classic. I thought they did a good job with that. So clearly right away, you're going to notice it's got an opening hood and it's got an opening trunk. An opening trunk is really not a common thing to have. 1/64 scale models. And I know I'm singing the praises of the model and the bumper's falling off. And there it goes. But yeah, they never melted the back end on this to keep it together. The nice thing about this, as embarrassing as it is, it's very easily fixable, and it will get fixed. So, UFO 895, that's cool. So, we got an opening trunk. There's really nothing in the trunk, nothing in the boot. Close it. Closes pretty decent. They all have like plastic details and extra little details for the side mirrors, and this one was put together a little shoddy, as we clearly already saw, but one of the mirrors is kind of tilted to the side where it shouldn't be. One of it's tilted more, in the direction it's supposed to be. We've got very, very detailed undercarriage of this vehicle with the fuel tank, exhaust, some drivetrain, and it looks really cool. They hide the screws that put together the model underneath plastic parts. So you can actually tear off this or unclip this fuel tank. You will see a screw underneath. And then underneath this little suspension piece or up front, that part of the steering mechanism and stuff, oil pan and actually all of that, you can pop this off, and there's going to be like a screw underneath here too. And you can actually take the castings apart. And then you got engine detail under here as well, and of course rubber tires. It's got a plastic base, but it's got tons of detail. Even the little tailpipes and stuff are actually like a separate piece that kind of comes through here. We got a red interior on this one, not supremely detailed as far as the interior goes, but look at the gun on like chrome trim. They got it's a good looking car. It was a good looking concept for diecast. Now we are missing front end here. Well, we can take a nice detailed look at it. It's inserted details for headlights. Plate is detailed. So this is supposed to be held in by these little posts right here, which I have to fix. This thing's been bouncing around, in the package for a very, very long time, and I can sort of forgive it, but there you go. That's how it looks in the model. And all I got to do is put a little tiny dab of glue, and we'll be okay. It's funny. I keep glue next to my filming area now. Because we'll have to fix that model. Oh, no. But yeah, so I'll fix that in a little bit. Oh, we want to be careful, though, because now the headlights also popped out. Well, this is kind of becoming a neat educational piece here, because now we can see what the different little pieces look like. What probably happened is this thing in temperature changes and drying out and all sorts of stuff probably caused this thing to just kind of come apart. So that's the one thing when you add more pieces to diecast, the risk behind that is what we've just seen here. And yeah, as soon as the vid's over, I will promptly glue this together and we'll be all good. But All right, there you go. Let's go ahead and move on to the 1970 Chevy Nova. Hopefully we don't have any pieces and parts falling off of this one. This one comes in a little bit of an interesting package. We get a box. The date on the back is 2000. Not all these came in boxes and not all these came in clamshells. But so the 70 Nova, another Ertl tooling. I'm going to just mangle the box when I open it, and that's okay because the box isn't in perfect condition whatsoever. So let's see what kind of luck we got with this one. This is part of why I wait to get these things as cheap as possible, because you just never know if these have been sitting in the package for a long time, how exactly perfect the model is going to be when you go looking for mine. Look at that foil printing there. Pretty nice. And then you get this display box that's got a mirrored bottom. You know, pretty premium stuff, really. I don't know how much these things retailed for. No idea. But let's take a look at this Nova. It's probably going to have a couple issues just looking at it, but it's got kind of a gasser stance to it for one. So we got the opening hood. Details under there. We got a grill that's intact and in there with the inserted details for the headlights. PAX 856. This thing does also have an opening hood. Some like a toolbox or luggage or whatever that is in there. You guys know I'm not a classic car aficionado, but it's probably something correct to the vehicle. The paint looks to be in okay shape. There's some sort of goober here on the hood that doesn't look like that's going to be easily fixed, but maybe. Separate little plastic pieces up here in the hood. The chrome trim. Side mirror. A little bit of goober there where it was glued in. So again, these aren't perfect, just the concept of it I really enjoyed, and some of these castings are just fantastic. I have some that are in perfect shape and all that jazz. So this one I might have to play with a little bit. I might take it apart and get this base to probably sit on a little bit better, because it looks like it's coming out of the bottom. It should be kind of lowered just slightly. And so I might play with that one and do it. The color is really cool. It's a very nice looking color, almost like a plum sparkle. Alright, so there you have it. That's going to be it for this episode. Again, we got some weird stuff today. Plus, we got the Porsche 959, and my prediction did come true. This is my favorite car of the day. Hands down. Alright, thank you guys again very much for watching another lengthy episode. I think this one was fun. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.